milestone logo.
This is the story of how I died.
Narration.
Once upon a time, a single drop of sunlight fell from the heavens. And from this small drop of sun grew a magic, golden flower.
Small drop of sun traveled 93 million miles to f up the rules of photosynthesis. Also, sunlight comes to Earth in beams, not drops. Everyone knows that.
It had the ability to heal the sick and injured.
And was immediately discovered by an evil witch.
I told you she'd be important.
That was literally 35 seconds ago.
Mother Gothel hoarded its healing power and used it to keep herself young for hundreds of years.
How does healing power translate into reversing the aging process?
All she had to do was sing a special song.
How'd you figure out how to do that in the first place? Also, the single drop of sunlight fell to Earth and sprouted a flower genetically pre-coded to only be magical after this combination of words and notes were sung?
We found it!
You mean you were actually looking for a magical healing flower that was created by a single drop of sun and you knew it existed? Somehow? King is a dick and doesn't invent a magical Disney tune to make this flower work so that more people could use it in the future.
I'll give you a hint. That's Rapunzel.
That's not a hint, dude. That's just the answer.
Flower, gleam and glow.
How does Mother Gothel know that if she sings the song to Rapunzel that her hair will still have the power to make her young? That's a huge risk to break into a castle and hope that the magical flower latched itself into Rapunzel's DNA. Also, geez, is anyone actually guarding this castle? Why does cutting the hair destroy its power? Isn't it part of her DNA? Isn't it blonde at the roots? Holy shit, the king and queen were in here too? How did they not hear that singing?
Just like that. Gone.
Jumping off an incredibly high balcony without injury is accomplished with the flick of a cape. Come to think of it, how'd the witch get into that window in the first place?
The kingdom searched and searched, but they could not find the princess.
Kingdom is great at finding hidden flowers, but not so much at hidden towers. Damn it, Grinch. Whoever built this tower installed the most impractically placed lever for a sunroof ever created. But wait, your hair is tied way up in the rafters somewhere. Doesn't it get tangled? Oh.
Lights will appear just like they do on my birthday each year.
The witch didn't even tell this girl a fake birthday. She is terrible at kidnap-based fake mothering. Security issues continue to plague the castle 18 years after Rapunzel's kidnapping. Apparently these thieves knew that you could pry open someplace on the top of the castle, find an easily removable panel, and Mission Impossible the way down. Why not just lock the tiara away somewhere and reduce the manpower required to guard it? Also, if you're going to overkill security with 9 guards, why not have at least 2 of them watching the tiara itself? These guys somehow managed to get off the rooftops of the castle, run through the main part of the kingdom, and exit the town without any resistance. And where is everybody?
Mother, I'm turning 18.
What? No self-respecting 18-year-old would have waited this long to ask to go outside the home, or even to sneak out on their own. Rapunzel fails at being a teenager.
I want to see the floating lights.
Mother Gothel was about to eat an apple, but she knew it would make her look like even more of an asshole.
They appear every year on my birthday, Mother.
See, Witch Mom? The movie's entire central conflict is due to you not just making up some fake birthday for your fake daughter you hoped would never realize she was the king's daughter. Stupid witch. This is also a decent time to ask what the witch's plan was for whenever her daughter got old enough to not take orders. Like, was she thinking she could keep 40-year-old Rapunzel here with scary stories about the outside world?
You know why we stay up in this tower?
Well, she stays. You go out every day for great lengths of time. How does this one switch close all the windows and doors in the entire home and turns this sunny afternoon day outside into pitch darkness immediately? Her dress or cape should totally be catching on fire right now.
All I have is one request.
How and where and why is there a sudden spotlight? The guy who obviously does not have the satchel suddenly has the satchel.
Retrieve that satchel at any cost!
These horses have no choice but to do what the humans tell them to, so any orders relayed by horses are virtually null and void. In a world where animals know things and understand situations, this is a stupid move. Thing flying off a cliff just happens to snag on a tiny tree branch cliché. Horse tackling. By the way, what's Ryder's plan once he grabs the bag? Does he think he'll be able to get back to the edge of the cliff without a murderous horse in his way? Luckily, the branch breaks, so he never has to answer that question. They survive this. Dead horse magically reanimates to life before our very eyes. How did this asshole not die and find the time to find a rock to hide behind? They both fell at the same time, right? Also, since this horse can apparently track like a blue-tick hound, why did it not lead him straight to the rock? Either that or you're telling me Ryder found the time to also leave a false trail after that fall. Despite the fact that it's fairly well hidden, I still can't believe no one from the kingdom ever found this place in 18 years. Like, they'll fire off lanterns on her birthday hoping she sees them, but can't scour enough land in that time to find a huge tower next to the waterfall? You can climb stone towers by stabbing arrowheads into them. Oh no. Also, pretty damn convenient he shows up while Rapunzel's overprotective witch mother is gone, right? Thankfully, he stays knocked out for all this, despite having awakened from the first frying pan knockout after about 20 seconds.
I'm going to make hazelnut soup for dinner.
Hazelnut soup.
But if you just...
Rapunzel, we're done talking about this.
Despite never once being a characteristic of their relationship, Mother Gothel constantly interrupts Rapunzel so that she can turn really evil and give Rapunzel second thoughts about how good her mother is. Mom falls for the phony birthday request that takes 3 days travel to get to. Yeah, no, his face is completely broken.
And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise.
Man, I hope she promises to do me. I mean, cartoon do me. Wait, shit. I mean, I want to squeeze him. Why is he climbing down? Why didn't she just lower him down with her hair?
Just smell the grass, the dirt.
Hey, where'd the rest of her hair go? Also, who untied her hair from the hook at the top of the tower? This horse is half bloodhound. The real issue is, do I send it for being cheap comedy, or for actually being related to the plot? Also, it's been 3 days, and this horse has been on a never-ending sniff hunt for Ryder the whole time. So, Rapunzel's hair wouldn't have been long enough for use as a means in and out of this tower until she was at least 10, or more. So, when Rapunzel was 8, and definitely old enough to know about the secret passageway, how the f*** was the witch coming and going from the tower? Wanted poster of person pictured does not necessarily mean that this is the person you're looking for. Rapunzel's hair should be filled with grass, flowers, dirt, and bugs by now.
Haven't any of you ever had a dream?
Somehow, this distracts everyone from taking Ryder and getting a reward. It's funny, but not realistic, and I demand realism from Disney fairy tale cartoons, damn it.
I had a dream once.
This guy was done fighting the moment she said dream, but pulled out an axe and stalked over to her simply to surprise the audience.
Just see me on the stage performing Mozart.
Well, no, since Mozart was an 18th century composer, and what era is this? Like, definitely way before Mozart, right? This guy's hook literally destroys several piano keys, but then he just keeps on playing as though none of the notes he needed to play fell on now destroyed keys. This is definitely the first place I'd go after finding out my fake daughter was kidnapped.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I can understand some of these manly warrior beast dudes actually having a quaint, non-violent, domesticated ambition, but all of them? This entire pub scene would have played out a whole lot differently in Westeros. This asshole actually destroys a window with this shit. Rapunzel's hair should have been trampled during this musical number. Hell, it should have burned in that fire back there.
I found the guards.
Witch Mom totally does nothing for the entire last 2 minutes of song, so that the guards can come in and cause an action sequence that keeps her and her daughter separated by plot. Oh, lay off, Maximus. You suck, and you definitely suck at tracking. If you were on their trail, you would have found them by now. You've had 3 days. Horse shit. Damn, you even figured out the secret lever, too? When did you get good at this? Remember, all she cares about is staying young. To do that, she needs to get her daughter back. So, what is she doing just spectating the last 5 minutes? I can buy a horse who can sword fight? Certainly. But I know at some point near the end, you're going to make the climax feel all life or death and consequency. And I'll be the guy raising my hand at the back, clearing my throat, saying, sword fighting horse.
You should know that this is the strangest thing I've ever done.
Said the guy who just improvised a solo verse of a spontaneous thug show tune on the bar in a pub.
You should see your faces because you look...
That's a new stomach, spleen, intestines, and probably some other vital shit as well. Huge hospital bill is huge. Maximus decides that whatever this dam was built for, potentially flooding the valley down below, is worth catching this one guy. Feet surfing. Way to go, Maximus. You are one terrible f***ing horse, dude. This flood washes everyone away, but doesn't actually injure or kill anyone. This rock must have been pretty damn unstable to begin with for this amount of water at the base to completely topple the thing, right?
Let your power shine.
Magic Hair has a delayed response in this single instance of the song being sung. Because drama. Oh, good, they found a possible exit. But these rocks are way too heavy to move before one drowns, so technically they're still screwed, right? I mean, right?
But once it's cut, it turns brown and loses its power.
And stops growing, for some reason. How come Rapunzel doesn't notice her mother's obvious aging between Magic Hair songs?
What?
Maximus is so obsessed he didn't even bother getting reinforcements to help him catch this guy. So during an intricate musical number inside a tight bar, the hair's no problem. But now, in the open space of the kingdom, suddenly it's a problem. All that f***ing hair from earlier is somehow contained in this.
It's for the last princess.
Everyone, audience and main character included, totally knows what's up, but movie still has 40 more minutes of some kind of bullshit for you. Random girl no one has ever seen before and looks exactly like the child who was kidnapped 18 years ago does not arouse any suspicions. What the f*** is going on? They're dancing, now they're hiding from guards and eating cupcakes, dancing the same dance, now they're f***ing up a library, still dancing. Are they in several places at once? The director said, let's have Maximus eat 14 apples. It'll make him look like 14 assholes. It's hard to believe that a king and queen this kind and caring have an absolute disaster of human beings working for them. Each of these boats is releasing more lanterns than the boat has room for people, even if every person released 2 lanterns. He definitely didn't have 2 fragile lanterns when they boarded that boat. Mother Gothel's plan entirely rides on the hope that Ryder sees the twins from a boat she couldn't possibly have known he would be on.
Is
Rapunzel asks this instead of turning around to see whatever troubling thing he's so obviously looking at until said troubling thing has gone out of sight. Rapunzel just believes the evil twin's story after one glance at a distant boat on a foggy-ass evening. This is the first time these f***ing guards have noticed anything.
Rapunzel!
This horse hated Flynn and was part of the team chasing him to begin with, but after a few short hours of spending time with Flynn and Rapunzel, the horse has concern for Rapunzel's safety. Also, the horse has concern.
Let's get this over with, Ryder.
Oh damn, this Disney fairy tale cartoon really got dark.
Where are we going?
It's pretty hard to believe the king and queen are not only caring and good, but also believe in hanging people for thievery.
I'm making hazelnut soup.
Hazelnut soup. Look, if the mural you saw with the child that could only be you didn't jog your memory, then these patterns you've been subliminally drawing all these years definitely wouldn't have. Is the movie suggesting Rapunzel remembers that mobile and her parents above her crib? Did I mention that these guards are the worst possible people at their jobs? Also, despite the fact that we saw plenty of other guards at the beginning of this scene, they decide that the unruly prisoner is best left to the guys who just got beat up and offer no help whatsoever. Rapunzel believes that the truly evil not mother who has been holding her in this tower for 18 years and concocted a devious plan to get her back after escaping will just let her walk out with no problem. The dudes back at the Snuggly Duckling did not give two shits about Ryder, but somehow a horse was able to convince them to stage a daring escape for him because love? And the horse passed English in college? This movie is basically challenging me to hate it right now. Also, mime breaks the fourth wall with direct-to-camera reaction shot. Okay, even if these idiots could somehow have calculated the exact trajectory and distance of this jump thing, how the f*** did they communicate with the horse to let him know how to do his part and where to be? Also, his balls are crushed now, but whatever.
You brought them here?
I'm sure it took a serious amount of horse charades with another musical number to tell these dumb criminals exactly what he needed.
We are going where no one will ever find you again.
Why didn't you just do that in the first place? Why was she tied up in a room if you didn't already plan on doing that anyway?
I will never stop trying to get away from you. But if you let me save him, I will go with you.
Contradictory statements.
In case you get any ideas about following us.
Who's going to take off his shackles then? Flynn cuts a girl's hair without her foreknowledge or permission. Shit. I know why he does it, and it works, but still. Rob a girl of her special power and cut her hair all in one fell swoop? Dick move. Random hair-cutting mirror shard, integral to the entire plot, just happens to be within Ryder's reach, so he can do this. Also, couldn't he have done this after getting healed? Why does the witch rapidly age after the hair's cut off? She brushes it and sings, and it makes her young, and she slowly ages until she does that shit all over again. But this ending suggests just being in proximity to the hair does a great deal to keep one looking young, largely canceling out the power of the brushing and song bit. This chameleon straight up murders a bitch. If this had been Maximus or Ryder, this fall wouldn't have hurt one bit. After a movie where the only magic is hair, a magic tear will now swoop in and steal the movie. Because Disney. I guess it's true love's tear, right? This guy told us he was dead, and guess what? Just joking. He Obi-Wan'd us with tricky language so there could be a surprise. And if Rapunzel's tears can heal, then surely her hair can still grow blonde instead of this hideous, non-healing and worthless brown hair. Neither the king nor the queen say one damn word this whole movie. All is well, and we got to skip all the diaper changing and all those awkward years. Huzzah!
That guy went on to become the most famous concert pianist in the world, if you can believe it.
I don't.
And this guy, well, he eventually found true love.
Just not with this chick.
Thanks to Maximus, crime in the kingdom disappeared almost overnight.
Wrong.
As did most of the apples.
Because he's an asshole.
Beloved by all, she led her kingdom with all the grace and wisdom that her parents did before her.
Hopefully she changed the guard hiring policies, though.
I finally said yes.
Eugene.
After staying silent the entire movie, Rapunzel shows up to help narrate the end. Was she just sitting quietly listening to Flynn tell the whole story without once interjecting to correct him as she does here? I think not. Despite movie's best efforts, I still kinda hate this guy.
What's the matter?
They're kissing again.
Someday you may not mind so much.
I don't mind so much.
Enough of the lights, Rapunzel! You are not leaving this tower! Ever!
The tower! The tower! Rapunzel! Rapunzel!
All she had to do was sing a special song.
Can you quack? Can you quack like a duck when you suck? Can you buck like a horse when we fuck?
Yeah, he's awful damn good. I think I got the best one.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your...
Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip.
Give me the whip!
Adios, senor.
I didn't want to have to do this, but you leave me no choice. Here comes the smolder.
There it is.
My real name is Eugene Fitzherbert.
That's the worst name I ever heard.
Oh, no.
Whoa. I think I just figured something out, Beavis.
What?
This sucks.
Well, you can imagine what happened next.
As if I am only 16 and this is California, not Kentucky.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Naturally. You must expect me to attack with Capafero.
Naturally, but I find that Tibble cancels out Capofero.